much. And it's my pleasure, sir, to welcome you to make some remarks. Karibu.
I presume there was some protocol set up and read on them. Good morning, everyone. I am Otachi, Pastor Otachi, the chairman of the National Commission. First of all, my apologies. I came a little bit late. I had some other commitments. What we ordinarily do is we support each other as constitutional commissions and holders of independent offices. So maybe allow me to recognize some of my colleagues, Christian Lima, the chairperson of the Law Reform Commission. Are there any other chairs right now? Commission for Education? Okay. We have representation from the DPP's office, Dr. Sugoi. At least the ones that I can see right away. So for me, it's my pleasure to be part of this, to go through the discussion on the launch of the strategic plan. A couple of months ago, we had an engagement on the national and it was a very engaging activity, and I spoke at that one about how we are looking at matters of human rights and the policy and renewing the policy around that. So I'm happy to be part of this discussion as we look at how it is that we are looking at matters of human rights, how they're evolving over time, and what we need to do to say this. Just one point on something that is very topical, and because I happen to be the chair of the caucus of chairs and the holders of independent offices, I think it would be remiss of me if I did not make mention of the trending issue of the holder of a constitutional office who is facing, for lack of a better word, harassment. And I need to point out that as the caucus of chairs and holders of independent offices, we are concerned about it because it affects all of us, and it affects us not just now, but in the future. And the issue is not just about the individual, but about the offices and respect for offices, particularly constitutionally protected offices, of chairpersons and holders of independent offices, how they should be treated, and the aspect of dignity. Underlying virtually all discussions on human rights is the aspect of the dignity of the human being. So when you choose to pick on a holder of a high-level office like that, hound them, drive them by road to Mombasa. These are people who are used to flying to Mombasa, can afford it. Then you pick on one, and the one you pick on is the one who is the least of a flight risk, the one who is totally unlikely to escape. Do you know where they live? And you know their office. But you choose to pick on that one, treat them as people who you fear may escape drive them by road, help them to court, you go to the court and tell the court, we have this person here now. Arising out of what is essentially a civil dispute, arising out of a scenario where the complainant is unaware, and you pick that one person out of 11, make drama out of it, and then I'll tell the magistrate, we have this one. Now, give us summons to bring the others. So the others are subject to summons, but this one must be arrested and brought physically. Now, dignity. Now, when you have a penal offense of someone you know that at risk, why don't you apply before a judge? Give me a summons to serve on so and so to appear before you. Serve them the summons, give them a date, they'll never a fight, they'll come, and then they'll appear before the court. We have all watched on our televisions how on some very serious charges in the US, the president is summoned. He sent a summons, the former president. He sent a summons, he fears his airport, his jet, and flies, and goes to the court, gets bond, and flies back. So, we need to be careful about slipping back to where we came from. Where did we come out with this constitution? The 2010 constitution that created most of these commissions and the divided offices. It's because of what a lot of people went through during the Knchr era period. Those who are old enough would recall the story of the Knchr house, torture chambers, Knchr house, where people were instructions of confessions, court sitting late in the night and people reading, being forced to plead guilty. There were Kenya stories being planted on people. So we have moved to a level where we say we wanted to move away from that. So a part of the story about human rights and why this commission was created is about the dignity of the human being. And that is why, as a caucus of chairs, we are concerned when we feel that there seems to be issues around how human people are treated. And this one involves one of us. And as I emphasized, it's not about the individual, it's about the office. And because of that, as a caucus, we are concerned and we need to express it. That's why I say it will be remiss of me not to mention that in this session. So I know this, human rights cuts across so many sectors. And at the session that we had on reviewing the policy, which I spoke again, I discussed, for instance, the issues of human rights around land issues as Chairman of the National Commission. So these issues cut across and they affect all of us in our daily lives. And it's in that respect that then we all need to continually examine issues and the development around human rights issues. So those are my few remarks. I suppose I was just supposed to say hello. So I'm happy to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I'm going to continue the program.
So thank you, Chair of Chairs, for your remarks and of course the concern that you raised. And we want to take the next few hours, the next 1 hour or so. Because you notice that we rushed into the presentation on the strategic plan. And we just want to take the next few minutes to present to you, not present, but just have a feedback from you in terms of the areas that we are focusing on. I don't know where you want me to stand. But if you look at the strategic plan that we got this morning, is that we are going to focus on 4 areas. Of course, the last one is inward looking. So the first one is a focus on education and capacity building. The second is work around compliance and observance of human rights. Then the third is an access to justice, redress, and accountability for human rights violations. So on education and capacity building on human rights, what we anticipate is that as we build the capacity of members of the public, as we build the capacity of gift bearers, the focus on instilling an understanding of these basic human rights principles and what we are, the Commission is speaking about, the rights-based approach, HRBA. And as we build the capacity of more Kenyans, then we will be able to empower them so that with the knowledge that they have, they can demand for respect of human rights. Then the second one, we should be focused on compliance, on basic human rights principles, so that duty bearers are able to ensure that they comply with the basic human rights principles, so that rights of members of the public are protected and promoted. Again, on this, focus on shaping policies and practices that uphold human rights. So focus on those policies, legislations. So after we have done 1 and 2, then violations occur. So how do we address these violations? How do we ensure that there is accountability for human rights violations? One, 2, and 3 require that the institution is empowered to work. So looking at us internally, the number of staff, their working conditions, remuneration, and all those. So these are the 4 areas that we are going to focus on, but 3 that is for the members of the public. So I think it would be important just to get a feedback from you based on the 3 areas on what you think moving forward, and based on your interaction with the Commission on what you think can be done better, that worked, what did not work, and what we need to improve on moving forward. So I think I would open it at this and ask for feedback from your end in no particular order on the 4 areas that are of our strategic focus. Alright, Salunia, can I request for someone to walk around the mic? So you open it up. I know you might not be very lucky. Okay. So we begin there. So you can tell us the name and the institution that you are representing or competing.
Good morning, my name is Timothy from New Resources Foundation. Partner. Society partner to the Commission. Right. When I look at the first strategic objective on education and capacity building on human rights, I'm taking cue from the judiciary has had what we call Justice Thursdays. as a way of, and they do this in partnership with Big Spice FM. So, as a way of deepening knowledge about human rights and getting people to actively work around ensuring that our Bill of Rights is respected and rights advanced, I think it would be prudent to have a mechanism within your work plans to reach out to people through vernacular stations, through national radio and TV, and whatever other means, so that this is deepened. One of the reasons we, as a country, you go everywhere, you will hear people talk about our constitution. It's because of the approach that was employed to reach out to citizens, educate about the constitution. Some people will even tell you about the constitution, yet they are referring to the Marriage Act. Some will tell you about the constitution, yet they are referring to the penal code. So if we were to reach out through all these forums, then it would be possible for more people to claim rights and more people to seek to defend their rights. Because the challenge we have today, and of course includes the challenge that our chair has talked about, is that people seem to be drifting away from, a right is violated here, but we look at it like it only affected one person. It did not affect us. So I would suggest that, haven't had sufficient time to look at it, but would think for you to achieve that strategic objective, that would be something that you may want to do. Thank you very much.
The need for innovative ways, apart from the traditional workshop, traditional forums, what are some of the innovative ways that we reach in meeting, that we can employ in meeting members, and just not members, but a big number? I know one of the things that we've adopted is the use of community radio stations, especially the vernacular ones, that are at the grassroots, as opposed to TV stations and the normal radio stations. So yes, I think we take note of the need for innovative ways of reaching a big number of the members of the public. Thank you so much for that. Yes, mic there, please. Yes.
Thank you very much. My name is Hassan. I'm from the Senate. My contribution will be on your point number 2 on compliance and observation of human rights on areas of law, policy, and practice. As you're looking for a way to interact with other stakeholders, and Kenya Human Rights, Kenya National Commission on Human Rights is one of the value stakeholders to secondary to Parliament in terms of the value input you give to parliamentary committees whenever they're originating legislation or review or amending an existing piece of legislation. And also on investigations on violations of human rights or active issues the Parliament is pursuing. For instance, recently a Senate had a committee on Shakola, and you appeared before that committee and gave the committee a very important piece of information as a partner to the State Ministry and the DCI and the police. Also, the limitation of Parliament in terms of investigation is time. Parliamentary committees do not have enough time to go deeper into issues when they come up. So they rely on credible institutions like yours to give those kind of information or data that are provided for to make decisions on specific issues of national interest as coming from such an institution is always valued. And You will find it also in the final reports of Parliament. So our urge is to concentrate more on specific issues that you would want, for instance, Parliament to highlight and go to parliamentary debate, but Parliament will not have time to go deeper and dig deeper into those particular issues so that you have the platform. Because that same information that you dig deeper is what we find itself in plenary or discussion. So most of that engagement is to be also strengthened in terms of your continuous interaction with parliamentary committees, specifically on this sector of governance, law, and justice. Thank you very much.
Very much, Hassan. I think my colleagues at the Commission will attest to the fact that our engagement with the Parliament, both Senate and National Assembly, has been very strong in the last couple of months. And I think we received a lot of requests, and at the Commission we were attempted to respond to 90%, if not 100. And we were making a joke the other day in our group that if you look at the Shakahola report that was done by the Parliamentary Select Committee, quite a substantive of that document was based on the report that was presented by the Commission. So I think increasingly we work with both the Senate and the National Assembly so that our input is taken into consideration, of course, when it comes to various reports and also when dealing with laws, policies, and legislations. So it's a partnership that we really appreciate at the Commission. We hold in high regards. Thank you very much, Hassan. Microphone here. Thank you.
Morning. I must first state that I was impressed by what was presented by the CEO, the vision and mission, and the way you have crafted your strategic issues. So that is the first thing I want to say. The second thing is that we have partnered with you at the school to develop curriculum and build the capacity of public servants at various levels. And this is something we would like to continue, and specifically in regard to this strategic plan, think about mainstreaming the human rights culture amongst public servants at all levels so that then they are conscious and sensitive to human rights issues. We would like on behalf of the DG say that we affirm our commitment to continue partnering and deepening so that this consciousness is raised to another level. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mukaya. I think that's important for us as a commission, that we have a long-standing partnership, including, I think, an MOU that was signed between the Kenya School of Government and the Commission. I think we are looking forward to the renewal of the MOU in the next few weeks, not months. I think at the beginning of the year. And mainstreaming of human rights in your curriculum and ensuring that all public officers who go to Kenya School of Government take this as one of the mandatory courses, I think is key for the Commission. Thank you very much, Mr. Mukaya.
Good morning. My name is Sharifa Mujishe from the Directorate of National Cohesion and Values under the Office of the President. And we are the champions and drivers of Article 10 of the Constitution on promoting national values and principles of governance. And I would, a question for the Commission, or maybe it would be a recommendation, is we are also dealing with some of the values on human rights, majority of the values on human rights, and the national values and principles of governance. And we have our understanding of what this, with some of these values in terms of equality, social justice, human dignity, inclusiveness, among others. And I would like probably maybe the Commission to work with the Directorate in terms of maybe even giving us, and just to, in terms of the education and capacity building, in terms of making us, just giving us, for instance, if it is in partnership in terms of training on exactly what are maybe these values, what do they mean from the point of the commissions. And so we build this synergy because we are also train and sensitize public servants and also the public on the same, so that we speak from one voice on the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharifa. We take notes of the call for partnership between the Commission and the CAC. I know there are things we do together. They might not be very much programmed, but it's something that we've taken note of. Thank you very much. Gladys, let me come to you. Gladys? Gladys is here.
Thank you very much. I think on behalf of the UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, is first just to commend the Commission for the work that they have been doing, and recognizing that the Commission is one of the commissions that has been recognized globally for the work that they continue to do, the precedents that they continue to set in terms of work on human rights, and also just maintaining the A status among other NHRIs globally. So, and also to just commend you for the new strategic plan. I think it's quite interesting, it's ambitious, but I believe that the Commission is well set and better placed to do this work. My comment really is on how can the Commission then start addressing some of the emerging issues that are currently, in Kenya, not just in Kenya, but globally. A lot of human rights violations are now moving from, the spaces that we traditionally know to online spaces, through technology. How, just to know how the Commission intends to address some of these issues, because we feel that issues around data, issues around business and human rights, climate change, technology are some of the emerging issues that the Commission should really pick up and see how to address them, because the world is moving from the traditional human rights violations to emerging issues, and as one of the pioneer NHRIs, it would be good to see that you also set pace in terms of appreciation and addressing some of the violations that arise from some of these areas. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gladys. And I think to use your words and the Vice Chair, that the plan is ambitious. But the ambition with the plan will only be met if all partners come and let us implementation. I think at the Commission, we are also very proud that we worked with Knchr, I think since the first time they came to Kenya. And it's been a good, fruitful, and very engaging partnership, I think, from time to time. I think the Commission has taken into cognizance the issue of emerging issues, emerging human rights issues, the traditional places where violations were initially not known to take place. I think on issues of data, the Commission is one of the pioneer national human rights institutions to have a memorandum of understanding with the National Statistical Office, that is the Kenyan National Bureau of Statistics. And we've traveled, I think, sharing some of the best lessons that coming from this partnership and how data can be used for purposes of programming for promotion and protection of human rights. I think we are also, one of the pioneer NHRIs to champion for the development of a national action plan on business and human rights, which has just been finalized and was launched. And I think for the next 5 years, we are keen on ensuring that there's implementation of this national action plan and policy on business and human rights. And again, the workarounds of technology and how this affects promotion and protection of human rights. So we really look forward to working with Knchr, the entire UN system, and of course other partners to ensure that these emerging issues taken into consideration, incorporated, and are used for better promotion and protection of human rights. Yeah, thank you. So we have another hand. Yeah.
I am Davis Nyariki from the National Council for Persons with Disabilities. I want first of all to thank the Knchr for inviting us to this forum. I just want to say that the National Council for Persons with Disabilities recognizes the efforts that are done by the Knchr in promoting the rights of persons with disabilities. However, we wish that the Commission puts a lot of effort in pushing sister commissions in implementing rights, especially with regard to appointments in top-level management, middle-level management, because most of these institutions think that disability is just a charitable affair, not knowing that disability has moved to human rights approach. So how will the Commission help in writing even specific reports on disability, or when they come up with their reports, find a way of including disability in every aspect of their reporting, so that we can push these organizations to implement rights with regard to persons with disabilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. My colleague Petroleum was very excited to hear that you take cognizance of the important role played by the Commission on championing the rights of persons with disabilities. I know we all know that the Commission is the monitoring of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and submits community reports on this. And there's a lot of, good work that's done on this. I think there is your call to the Commission to and other constitutional commissions and chairperson, chair of chairs has noted that there is need to entice other constitutional commissions and independent offices to also champion the work on the rights of persons with disabilities. That is not about charity, but it is a real human rights issue. So, allocation of resources, whether it comes to movement, whether it comes to rights of persons with disabilities when they are arrested, National Police Service Commission. So everyone has a role in this in one way or the other. So all partners must take this as an issue for their programming. Thank you, ladies. I think I was seeing some hand here.
My name is Knchr from the Power of Mercy Advisory Committee. It is a constitutional committee established at Article 1 and 3 of the Constitution, and our mandate is to advise the President on the exercise of power of mercy. So on behalf of the CEO, Dr. Lydia Muriuki, we also appreciate the Commission's commitment in championing the rights of our clients, that is the convicted criminal offenders. And we normally partner with the Commission in the recruitment of the committee members. And recently, you are represented in the recruitment panel. So, implementation process. So mine is to affirm the committee's commitment in the strategic focus number 2, that is the compliance of in the power of massive process. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know Commissioner Sara participated in the new member, and I know we also have senior colleagues that participated in the training and diversion for the induction of the members, the new members. And I think we look very forward to this partnership because of the important role played by homework on persons deprived of liberty, whether in cases of detention, prisons, and all that. So we greatly look forward to working with the new team that has come in delivering on their mandates, but also on our mandates. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Allow me to congratulate the Commission for the launch. I didn't do that in my earlier remarks. And having had an opportunity to now look at the strategic framework, to commend you for the clearly spelled out strategies to help you achieve the strategic objectives that you have set out. And I particularly wanted to commend the focus you're placing on, one, educating duty bearers on their role to promote and uphold human rights. As Sharifa has said, Sharifa of NCIC has said, Article 10 of the Constitution requires state organs, state officers, public officers to observe national values and principles when they are making policy, when they are making law, when they're interpreting law, etc. But very often, and that article clearly spells out that human rights is one of those values and principles. But very often people don't understand the content or the breadth that should go into doing just that. And I like the fact that the Commission has, as one of its strategies, to have capacity building sessions with duty bearers. I think what is also most commendable is that you intend to shape policies and practices that uphold human rights across sectors. I think that's also a very noble initiative because, again, very many, I'll speak to duty bearers, do not understand what's required of them when they are developing policies and practices. And for the Commission to then say, we will ensure that the principles around human rights, the focus around human rights comes to bear or is observed as duty bearers develop policies, laws, and practices is very, very commendable. And I think this is the space in which, as the Kenya Law Reform Commission, we will be looking to partner with you so that we, as you discharge your mandate, we are supporting you in that process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. And I think as the Commission, we take note of the important role played by duty bearers. And we, at the Commission, we wholly believe that the role of promotion and protection of human rights is the state's primary responsibility. And therefore, all state agencies, all people working for the state must get an understanding of what is expected from them on promotion and protection of human rights. Thank you very much. Our colleague from LRF, not LRF, from ICJ, sorry. I've seen the LRF guy walk out, sorry, my apologies.
Thank you so much, Samson. I would like to first of all commend you for the good work towards your strategic plan. It's very informative, I would say so. So on the strategic framework, I understand we are partners, we work a lot together. I'm Charles from ICJ Kenya. So I would go straight to objective number 3, which is access to justice, redress, and accountability on human rights violations. I understand this is a wide area, and we've had a lot together around that particular objective, and there is a lot pending. So I would first of all go straight to matters SGBV, and also on the redress part, the matter we are together working on, petition 122 of 2013. It's a question that we are still trying to find answers. Reason being, in as much as reparations have been addressed, in as much as probably we've gotten already the judgment is out regarding reparations, we are unable to deliver to the victims of SGBV, or rather victims of human rights violations. So it is an area that we should focus on and ensure that probably we are trying to, because I've seen you are mostly focusing on facilitating redress. So if we chime in, or rather Rob, in what we call reparations in the redress process, I think we can be able to champion for the rights of people within our country in accessing justice. So it is something that has come from historical injustices, and we need to also make sure that that particular objective is met in the right way as compared to before on how we've been doing it. Hopefully you have your good strategies on how to go about it, and still we invite you to the same partnership. I know the partnership is ongoing, and the matter is ongoing as well. So it's a high time probably you bring us new strategies on how to go about such issues. Thank you.
Yes, reparations, I think, for the longest time possible, we programmed around that. And human rights violations continue to happen, despite doing 1 and 2, there still remains an area for all of us to focus on. So we look for that partnership. I think at this point, you allow me now to invite Commissioner Sada. And I'm being reminded that Sharifa is actually not from NCIC. Sharifa is from the Directorate of National Operation. Okay, thank you. So, Commissioner?
Thank you, Susan. We want to value the protocols already established. I know you have started from law. Most of the issues that have been said have been said. And mine is good. It's just to give you chance for finding time and to join us today as partners. And that is what true partners are for. We stand with you when you need the most, because we call for this, and like the king in the olden days, when you call for a feast and people don't turn up, then things don't look right with your friends. So thank you for standing with us. And today I stand here happy and proud that we have managed to achieve a huge milestone as a commission by launching this important strategic document, which will be guiding our activities and with clarity of vision, and it will guide our thoughts and planning process. So it's a very huge milestone for this organization. I would also want to start by thanking all those people, the technical team and the Secretariat, Knchr National Commission staff, and all those experts who worked with us tirelessly to be able to come up with such a very, it's a very smart document, I would say, very well thought through and professionally done. So I really want to appreciate that team. The commission is also included. Our chair is not here today, but her input as a renowned lawyer, actually she's given us a lot of guidance throughout this process. We want to appreciate her in absentia. And as the representative of UN Jackson had mentioned, we are sitting, today, globally, we are sitting at a very precarious times, facing challenges of climate change, facing challenges of globalization, of economic crisis, of epidemics, and so many huge challenges that the world has never experienced. Of course, cumulatively, it has grown to this, and it's only those people with very clear strategy, the evolution in place, which is actually looking at the lowest unit of our population, even to the world level. And as we all know, human rights violations appear, most of the times occur at home family levels. And especially women are greatly affected. You can see the half of climate change has brought us. I come from a place called Marsabit. The drought has been for 4 years, then the flood comes, takes whatever else has been left by the drought. And who is to provide at household level? The wife, the mother is the one the child holds to and cries to for food, for water, for everything. So human families in this country now are suffering, and that is the more reason why, as a human rights organization, and all those partners who are very keen on this, on protection and promotion of human rights, that is why it is very key that we build synergy and be able to advocate as a team. I know Kenya National Commission on Human Rights has been given that responsibility of promoting and protecting human rights and also monitoring compliance. But we have a very broad mandate, but without our partners there is very little we can do. So that is why it's important we build synergy, work as a team so that we overcome these huge challenges. I'm also happy, yes, our current government has this better approach to development, where the lowly in the societies are the ones who are who should be focused on. The government is still new. We hope it will come to pass that we see the most lowly in our population, the most vulnerable, those who are excluded, taken care of, and violation of human rights are reduced. Organizations like the media, the civil society, Kenya law reform, parliament, the executive arm of government, the judiciary, these are all very, very key players in ensuring that the human rights violation is curtailed. We promote the support for this vulnerable group. And the building capacity of duty bearers is also critical, because most people hear human rights, and by the way, we have another organization which has almost the same name. We appreciate them because we are their creatures. They are the ones who push for us to be born, but we share more or less the same name, and one is a civil society, and we are the government arm who advise government on human rights issues. We write reports on human rights issues, and as we have been told, we are a status organization, and we are proud and happy. But as far as the challenges that curtail our work are concerned, and the multiplication of challenges that we are experiencing, we need all this partnership. So thank you very much. Let's pull together, let's build synergy, and let's try to promote and protect human rights in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Sarah. And I think we close it at this point and allow me to thank everyone who has been part of this process. I think for the last close 1 year, leading to its launch today. We thank the development partners, we thank independent commissions and independent officers. We thank every person who has been part of this process. And we now begin the enormous task of implementing it, and we are looking forward to continuous engagement in this. I've been told that there's an early lunch that will possibly be beginning in the next 30 minutes. So I would request that we bond, possibly in our tables or outside, as we wait for the lunch to be served before we leave. Asanteni sana, and we end at this point. Thank you.